Nation show. Are you ready? It's the Error Nation show.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. All the Xbox news that dropped yesterday. Also, before I get into that, great to see you in the chat, man. Glad you're here. But yeah, with all the Xbox news that dropped yesterday, with Phil Spencer retiring on Monday, Sarah Bond just skedaddling, and then now this chick that we didn't even know really existed just is now the one in charge, calling the shots. What really made me start going down the thought process that we're going to dive into today was Luke Stevens' video, which I just recently started watching him. If you haven't heard of him, definitely go check him out after the stream. But yeah, we're going to start with his video that really kind of front-loaded my deep dive with Grok. So we're going to watch this, and obviously I'm going to comment on it here and there, and then we're going to jump right into the article and my little Grok spew that I went through yesterday. So yeah, hope y'all like it. If you do, don't forget to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and we're just going to jump right into it. So hopefully everything on the stream works. Yeah, Luke Stevens is really good. Like, I think I've watched maybe 4 or 5 of his videos. I've yet to watch a bad video from him.
Wait. Ashton just tagged me in this. What? Is this real? Ashton just tagged me. Shout out Ashton. 6 seconds ago. Xbox head Phil Spencer is set to retire on Monday. What?
And we'll be looking at this article. Well, we might not. I'll pull it up, but obviously he already has it pulled up, so we'll just kind of, I'll give my thoughts as, he goes through it.
What? Phil Spencer retiring. Sarah Bond is out. Matt Booty promoted as Microsoft AI executive. Asha Sharma named new Xbox boss.
Fun fact, she's only been at Microsoft for 2 years and has 0 experience in the gaming, which I'm not saying that she couldn't do it, but her specialty is AI and scaling businesses. Hey, Ion, what's up, buddy? Appreciate you for stopping by. But yeah, she's literally been at Microsoft for 2 years. Her prior accolades was being helping scale Instacart, and then she got on at Microsoft. Microsoft, I think it's called Core AI or AI Core, something like that. And then now all of a sudden, Phil's out, Sarah's out, and now all of a sudden there's a empty throne waiting for somebody to warm up. But anyways,
Microsoft gaming CEO Phil Spencer, who has been at Microsoft since he joined as an intern in 1988 and with Xbox since the software giant launched its first console in 2001, is retiring. Sources familiar with the matter who are not authorized to speak publicly confirmed to IGN. Spencer's retirement is effective Monday, February 23rd. That doesn't sound like much of a retirement. Typically, retirements are planned and are not so last minute. Okay. Retirement. Meanwhile, Xbox president.
yeah, that statement right there is what made me go down the rabbit hole of what I really see happening if Satya Nadella goes through with putting her in place. But we'll get into that after this. But no, this is what front loaded it all, was him saying, yeah, he wasn't. Oh yeah, so yeah, you're retiring, but it's literally in 4 days from now at the time that they announced it. Which it's like, okay, so which I think he says it in this video. It's like, okay, so you can retire on Monday or you can get fired on Tuesday. Take your pick. And then, yeah,
Sarah Bond, long thought by many, both inside and outside of Microsoft, to be Spencer's heir apparent, has resigned.
and that's another crucial detail right there. It's like I see it as she was told all these years, you're the one that's going to take over for Phil. You that seat is guaranteed to be yours, and then something changed last minute. Phil's out, and I guarantee you they told Sarah, you're still going to be number 2. You're not going to be in charge. And probably rubbed her the wrong way, so she dipped.
Doesn't sound like a retirement. It sounds like you're gonna be fired. You can retire if you want, but Tuesday we're firing you, so you have to retire by Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
She resigned. That sounds like a resignation of protest to me.
And that's what I was kind of alluding to. Like, it doesn't sound like it was a petty thing. It was like, okay, you're axing him and I'm getting screwed too. All right, see ya. I'm out. I'm going somewhere else. Which is crazy to. I don't understand why they would. Well, I understand it, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But it's just weird that you would take out. Well, Sarah, not so much. This is more so Phil. But you can't sit there and just cut out the one of the few guys at Xbox that like made it somewhat feel like a community. Like, he is a gamer. This chick, she's quoted to have played Firewatch, which, great game. No, nothing against it. But at the same time, it's like, there's a lot of other games. And you're going to quote a game from 2016 is when that came out, Firewatch. So that doesn't give me a lot of hope. Like, I'm still willing to give her a shot. But at the same time, it's just a lot of things that aren't adding up.
That's what that sounds like to me. Yeah, refirement. Literally, yeah. Okay. The new CEO of Microsoft Gaming will be Asha Sharma, currently the president of Microsoft's Core AI product.
Yeah, Core AI.
I don't know who this is.
So the exact same thing, almost exactly when he did. I have never heard this person's name. No clue who they are. Had to look into where they even came from, because to me they came out of nowhere.
But hearing that they're the head of the Core AI product, that makes me think this is probably one of the worst possible selections they could have possibly made. In this role, she oversees the teams and technologies that power AI across Microsoft and its enterprise customers. So they're just doubling and tripling down on AI. Finally, Xbox Game Studios head Matt Booty is being promoted to Chief Content Officer and will work closely with Sharma. Quote, I want to thank Phil for his extraordinary leadership and partnership, Satya Nadella said in an email sent to Microsoft staff. Over 38 years at Microsoft, including 12 years leading gaming, Phil helped transform what we do and how we do it. Full emails from Satya Nadella, Spencer, Sharma, and Booty are below. Today.
So, let me just back up a second. So, my whole thing, I'm just going to go ahead and give you my thoughts on where this is going. I think Satya Nadella and Phil, they did not agree on how things should be done. Satya pulled rank. Phil said, still not going to do it. And Satya looked at Phil and said, all right, clear your desk out. Bye. And then Sarah Bond, Phil's protege, finds out probably that, oh, I'm not getting promoted. I'm staying where I'm at. Either that or she was on the chopping block as well. But from what reports are saying, it's, oh, you're going to throw him on a sword? Well, might as well throw me on it too. And then, and this leads me to the whole thing of, like, it makes it like this, Asha Sharma, sorry, I'm still having a hard time remembering her name. She was at Microsoft AI. She worked at Core AI. Microsoft is pushing AI like it's like nobody's business, even though it sucks. And then you're going to shoehorn someone that's known to be heavy in AI as the head of your gaming division that's already dealing with a bunch of backlash because of AI. In my head, I'm thinking like Satya is trying to just pull the ship down, and if there's a red herring that he can just pluck out and be like, oh yeah, this is why Xbox needs to go. I see him using this chick as a middleman to keep Matt Booty in check, and also too, if she fails, he can claim hands off, claim that everything was on her, Matt Booty, and everyone below them. Or if she succeeds, he can say, I was behind this all along. Ain't I a great CEO? I nailed it. I figured it out. I figured it out, guys. I figured it out. Money, money, money. And that's what I see happening. And also, like I said, I think Asha has been put in place to be a brick wall between Matt Booty, everyone below Matt Booty, and Satya. I think Satya got tired of hearing of all the negativity, and so he's put someone that's going to be the person that takes the brunt of it. He'll have to hear a little bit here and there when them two have their meetings, but other than that, she's the middleman. She gets to deal with all the problems, but if she fails, it's her fault. But if she succeeds, it's Satya's success. That's just where my head took it, especially with the conversation I have with Grok, which we'll get into here in a little
What
bit.
we do and how we do it. Full emails from Satya, Nadella, Spencer, Sharma, and Booty are below. Today marks an exciting new chapter for Microsoft. This is from Spencer. Last fall, I shared with Satya that I was thinking about stepping back and starting the next chapter of my life. From that moment, we aligned on approaching this transition with intention, ensuring stability and strengthening the foundation we've built. Xbox has always been more than a business. It's a vibrant community of players, creators, and teams who deeply care about what we build and how we build it, and it deserves a thoughtful, deliberate plan for the road ahead. Today marks an exciting new chapter for Microsoft Gaming as Asha Sharma steps into the role of CEO, and I want to be the first to welcome her to this incredible team. Working with her over the past several months.
That's another thing too. This has been something that's been going on for several months, and we don't know how long this has been planned, if it even was planned. But again, back to the whole thing of, okay, retirement's usually planned out, but this announcement doesn't read at all as a voluntary retirement. This reads as a force out. It's either take the golden parachute and train the next person, or get fired and get nothing. Which one? Which one are you going to take? And it's just, you look on X, and there's just people are pissed. Like you can't go on Twitter without running into a Xbox is dead post. Which, speaking of that, I was so diehard against the whole Xbox dead thing, but at this point, it's like, dude, Xbox is digging their own grave, and Satya is just standing there smiling, which is why he looks the way he does in the thumbnail. So if you like the thumbnail, thank you.
Has given me tremendous confidence. She brings genuine curiosity, clarity, and a deep commitment to understanding players, creators, and decisions that shape our future. We know this is an important moment for our fans, partners, and team, and we're committed to getting it right. I'll remain in an advisory role through the summer to support a smooth handoff. Sharma is a former VP of product engineering at Meta, so the metaverse. Great. A former Instacart COO, makes sense. You know how to DoorDash groceries, so you can lead a gaming company. That makes
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Thank you. Sorry. What was the last thing y'all heard? I'm sorry. Well, anyway, I'll just pick up with my train of thought. And I lose my train of thought again. Let me go back.
how to DoorDash groceries.
Oh yeah. I told Grok, I'm like, oh, so since I have cashier experience, I'm eligible to be CEO of Walmart or Target or Best Buy. No, I'm not. And that's basically what I see here. It's like, technically, yes, she has the ability to run stuff, but she doesn't have any experience in the she doesn't have any experience in the entertainment industry. Period. Like, yes, some of her skills will transfer well from OpenAI or from Core AI to being CEO of Xbox, but how my brain can't wrap around how can you go from knowing nothing about games and getting a 6-month crash course from the dude that you're replacing and expect things to not just stay the same but drastically improve. And like further in the video, he goes into a couple of different things that I wanted to touch on.
So you can lead a gaming company. That makes sense to me. Okay, checks out. And a board member of Home Depot. I have a feeling a lot of duct tape is going to be needed in the next few months to keep things together. So maybe that will be helpful. Get a discount. My first job.
He ain't wrong though. The Home Depot thing might come in clutch if you get that discount, because Xbox needs a lot of duct tape. A lot.
It's simple. Okay. She sent this email to staff. She wrote, my first job.
I have a big problem with her statement too, and we're about to get into that.
It's simple. Understand what makes this work and protect it. You'd think you'd promote somebody that actually knows already, but okay, whatever. That starts with 3 commitments. First, great games. Everything begins here. We must have great games beloved by players before we do anything.
And I will say this, I saw something on X yesterday that made me go, they're not wrong. Name 5 games that Phil and Sarah put out there that were like showstoppers. Halo Infinite. Avowed. I'm not saying they don't make good stuff. I'm just saying, like, the title of great has not been earned in years. And that goes for most of these dev studios. Like, yeah, you're putting out stuff, but you're not listening to the players. You're not listening to gamers. You're not listening to people that can act, or they're actually wanting to help you steer the ship in a fruitful direction. But they don't want no part of that.
Unforgettable characters, stories that make us feel, innovative gameplay, and creative excellence. And we will empower our studios, invest.
Also, this just sounds like a corporate spiel. Like, this does not sound. This sounds like someone in their legal department wrote it.
In iconic franchises and back bold new ideas. We will take risks. We will enter new categories and markets where we can add real value, grounded in what players care about most. I promoted Matt Booty in honor of this commitment. He understands the craft and the challenges of building great games.
Matt Booty is going to be the one doing all the work, while she just sprinkles in her thoughts here and there. That's how this reads to me. I don't know about how y'all feel about this, but that's how it reads to me. It's like, oh, I promoted Matt Booty, so, I can work close with him, and he can handle a big chunk of the stuff, and I can just do whatever. But again, like I said, she hasn't done anything yet. I'm willing to give her 3 months. Just to see, play what if. What if she can nail this hit this out of the park? Who knows? Time will only tell. But just the way that this stuff is reading, my gut is like something weird's going on here. But let us continue.
has led teams that deliver award-winning work and has earned the trust of game developers across the industry. Second, the return of Xbox. We will recommit to our core Xbox fans and players, those who have invested with us for the past 25 years. Okay, this sounds interesting. Okay. And to the developers who build the expansive universes and experiences that are embraced by players around the world. We will celebrate our roots with a renewed commitment to Xbox, starting with console, which has shaped who we are. It connects us to the players and fans who invest in Xbox, and to the developers who build ambitious experiences for it.
Okay, now we need to touch on that, because you can't sit there and say that you are here for the future of Xbox, which everything Xbox is AI. You have a background in AI, but now you're trying to pivot back to consoles, even though what happened to my microwaves and Xbox? Oh yeah, that went out the window with Phil and Sarah. So it's like they're gonna have to find some way to balance how this wishy-washy generation that they've had. And again, like I said, I'm willing to give her a chance, but that is a tall order. Like, Xbox as a ship is so massive, it's going to take more than one person to get it to pull a 180. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. Hence why I'm like, okay, I'm willing to at least hear her out. Like, right now, I know she's saying the things that need to be said. They need to be said, so I'm going to say them. And then 3-6 months from now, okay, well, let's look at what you said. Let's look at what you done. Dude, I'm gonna just whack my mic. Do the two correlate? Time will tell.
And fans who invest in Xbox, and to the developers who build ambitious experiences for it. So this sounds to me like a pivot away from everything is an Xbox, because the two people that were pushing that were Phil and Sarah, but she's saying that her commitment is to Xbox, starting with console.
Which was another thing that he said that really started getting my brain going. Like, wait a second, hold on. My spidey senses are tingling.
So it sounds like she's pivoting back to console and less to your microwaves and Xbox. Okay. She continues, quote, gaming now lives across devices, not within... Never mind. Never mind. Gaming now lives across devices, not within the limits of...
Immediate contradiction. Like, you can't, like I said, you can't sit there and say, oh, well, we're pivoting back to console, and then, oh no, we're still expanding. What are you talking about? We're still going to be doing cloud. Like, what are you talking about? It's just like, the messaging isn't great, I guess, is the gist of what I'm saying. Just the messaging is not great.
Any singular piece of hardware. As we expand across PC, mobile, cloud, Xbox should feel seamless, instant, and worthy of the communities we serve. We will break down barriers so developers can build once and reach players everywhere without compromise.
You say you want to break down barriers, but then you up Game Pass twice in like a 14-month, 16-month period, maybe even less than that. And then again, the wording, the messaging is just not there for me.
Third, future of play. We are witnessing the reinvention of play to meet the moment. We will invent new business models and new ways to play.
Go back to the old business model. Go back to subsidizing your boxes and reaping your investments through software. Let me phrase that. Good software matched with good hardware. That's all you have to do. Like, you are Microsoft. They act like they're not a $1 trillion company. They are. You're telling me a $1 trillion company can't subsidize a $700 to $1,200 box? It makes no sense. And I've been talking to people about this behind the scenes too. It's like, go back to what, like, y'all keep saying, oh, we want to go back to what works. We want to go back to what works. Subsidize. That's all. Literally all you have to do is subsidize. You subsidize, most of these problems you're having go away. You subsidize, make good games, and make a good product. That's it. business 101. Make the customer happy. Customer invests more in your ecosystem. Customer invests more in your ecosystem. More revenue for you. It's not rocket science. It's really not. And to be honest, I'm sick and tired of these CEOs and stuff acting like it is, because it's not. Like, yes, there's red tape and stuff you have to get around and deal with, but in the grand scheme of things, you're there to make money. The best way to make money is make consumers happy. You piss off consumers, there goes your blood. There goes your pipeline access to money. You sit there and your messaging says you're for the players, but your actions say, give us your money one way or another. Like, again, go back to subsidizing.
By learning, by leaning into what we already have, iconic teams, characters, and worlds that people love. We will not treat those worlds as static IP to milk and monetize. We will build.
I will believe that when I see it. I'm glad that's being said, but I will believe that when I see it. Because that's not an Xbox issue, that is a industry issue. All these IPs are getting milked and milked and milked. And then they are getting to a point where it's dried up. And it's like, okay, well, what do we do now? Well, we can remake, remaster. How about that? Good. That solves all of our problems, the remakes and remasters. Which there's a decent amount of remakes and remasters that are warranted and are deserved. But I'm gonna bring up a point that most people bring up. The Last of Us. Why did we need technically 4 different ports of that game within a 4-year span? 5-year span? Why? What? We didn't. Like, okay, yeah, make your PS4 version, make your PS5 version, make your PS3 version, make your PS4 version, and then towards the end of the PS5, if the IP's still going strong, then put out the remake or put out the PS5/PC version. But I just don't understand.
A shared platform and tools that empower developers and players to create and share their own stories. This to me sounds like they want their own Roblox, which ironically is literally this, but okay, yep. We'll see. I'll believe it when I see it. As monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us. Booty then said in his email to staff, looking forward, I'm excited to partner with Asha as our next CEO. Our first conversation centered on her commitment to making great games and the role that
Again, and I'm gonna keep saying it the more it's brought up. Like, again, I'm willing to give her a chance, but you have not shipped a singular game. You've not been involved in a singular game's development cycle. I'm sorry. I want to believe in you, but Microsoft has dropped the ball. Sorry, I'm all out of trust me, bro. I need to see actions that show you're doing what you say you're going to do, but also you're not doing it with a disguise on to make it seem like you're for the consumers, but in reality you're just there to make Microsoft money, which she is, but still.
In our overall success. She asks questions, pushes for clarity, and wants our choices grounded in player and developer needs. That mindset matters as the industry around us is changing quickly, how players engage, how games are made, and how business models and platforms evolve. We have good reason to believe in what's ahead. This organization and its franchises have...
I have no reason to believe in what's ahead. I mean, you upped your console price 2 times. You up Game Pass twice. You are basically giving these devs one game, and it's an all or nothing thing. Which again, that's not just an Xbox thing; that's industry wide. It's like, okay, we'll give you money, but this is your one shot. You mess this up, we're done. We're pulling the plug. Bye. Go find somewhere else to work. And they wonder why all these all these indie studios are popping up left and right of ex AAA devs. You fire a bunch of people that this is all they know. They know game design. they're, and at this point they've gotten burned enough times. It's like, okay, I keep going to AAA. I keep getting burned. My job's always on the line, and I'm not making something I want to make. Like 2 + 2 = 4, my guy. Like there's a reason why indie games are doing so much better than AAA in a lot of statistics. I mean, I saw one when I was when I was doing my Grok thing, and it was like a third of the gaming, like, what is it? The gaming workforce, when it comes to developers, a third of them have been laid off in the last several years. A third of the industry. Then, if you break it down further, 2/3 of that 1/3 solely AAA. Granted, a third of that was also indie that dropped, but 2 out of 3 parts of the third that dropped being AAA, these teams have to get lighter, leaner, and agile. And I'm not saying I don't agree with crunch at all, but at the same time, it's like, okay, we're paying you to do a job. You're here to do the job in a timely fashion. But on the flip side of that same coin, though, it's like, okay, this is as fast as I can go, but you're asking me to 2, 3, 4, 5x my workflow. I can't do that. And then, so what do these companies do? All right, we're bringing in AI to help. Oh my gosh, AI is going to take my job. Oh my gosh, AI is coming for my job. Well, okay, what did your job bring to the table? Okay, a job that AI could, within margin of error, do at the same pace you do it, if not faster. They're not coming to take every single person's job. And I think that's another thing, a misconception that people are focusing on. AI is not coming to take lead dev roles. AI is not coming to fully remove character artists and level designers. They're there to make it all quicker so that they can get the products out faster. I saw I don't know if it was a statistic or a video, but what was it? Just completely lost my train of thought. But anyways, we'll go back to this. I'm going off on a tangent.
Navigated change for decades. Our strength comes from teams who know how to adapt and keep delivering. That confidence is grounded in a strong pipeline of established franchises, new bets we believe in, and clear player demand for what we're building. Bond joined Xbox in 2017 following a stint as an executive at T-Mobile. This after both her parents worked in the telecom industry. As Xbox's corporate VP of Biz Dev and Partnerships, she became corporate VP of Game Creator Experience and Ecosystem, after that being named president of Xbox in 2022. But now, of course, she's resigned. And they describe all of his time with it. Okay, this is absolutely crazy. This is absolutely crazy.
My jaw dropped when I saw all this.
Like, it was assumed for years, obviously, that Sarah Bond was being primed to take.
It was the worst kept secret. Like, Satya knew it, Phil knew it, Matt probably knew it. Like, team leads at developer studios under Xbox probably knew it. Like, the consumers, we saw the writing on the wall, and then just all out of nowhere, just gone. Hey, what's up, Funky Playbox? AI will keep your train of thought on track. Honestly, maybe I just need to find a program to where I can have, like, it's like an inverse of a teleprompt. Like, it records what I say as I'm saying it. That way I can go back or a transcript, and I can go back and look at it and be like, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Because that's like my biggest issue, is losing my train of thought. Like, my brain will think of so many different things at once, and it's like, okay, we're talking about this. All right, and we're going to go to this. Well, I'm at the second thing, and then this, and this just go poof. And it just leaves me hanging like, duh, what? Huh?
Go over. Something happened that changed that.
Yeah, which when he said, I'm like, that tracks. That, like, really, really tracks. Like, this does not scream retirement. This screams force out for reasons. And I genuinely, if we do get the reasoning for why Phil got forced out, I don't know. I guess we just might have to wait for Microsoft to go to court again, because they'll just leak the documents again. But part of me does feel bad for that person that uploaded those files and didn't redact anything. You know they were fired immediately. Like that was all right, nope, all of our secrets for the next 5 years, up to maybe even including 10 years, is out there in the public. You gotta go.
And I think that's why Sarah resigned and quit. Something changed. It's wild. And I think, again,
Which, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, I think something changed so fast to where it went from, all right, Phil's going to be gone when the next Xbox comes out. Sarah's going to take her place. And I think that was like the known hierarchy going forward. Something changed. Phil got outed. Sarah felt some type of way and bounced. Out of, I don't know if it was respect for Phil or out of petty for not being told she's not the next in line anymore. Don't know. But if I was a betting man, I would say that it was out of respect for what Phil was trying to do. And it seems like, especially over the last couple of years, like, I feel like Phil was trying to make Xbox better, and he just kept coming up against the brick wall that is Satya Nadella.
Selection of Asha is so interesting to me. That is somebody, president core AI product at Microsoft, board member at the Home Depot. The core AI product, core AI platform and tools, big thing they start.
Actually, you know what? Something I just thought about before we go any further on this. I actually looked at her X account just out of curiosity. She's been on X since January of 2021. She has one post. One. You're someone that's been in AI for 2 years, someone that's been involved in business and corporations for the last several years, and you have 2 posts. Actually, yeah, 2 posts. One from literally 2 hours ago, which screams engagement farming, by the way, to me. But yeah, anyways, I just randomly thought of that.
In January of 2025.
Never heard of this 12-year-old girl that's now head of Xbox. Same, like, everyone I've talked to about it's like, who is this chick? Where did she come from? Who is she? What does she know? Has she made a game? Has she shipped a game? Has she ever been a part of any development cycle for a singular game? Does she even play games? Oh, I played Firewatch. Okay, cool. You played Firewatch. That game came out 10 years ago. What have you played in the last 2 years? I'll give you that. 2 years. One game, 2 years. Name one. Go.
AI first app stack with new UI, UX patterns, runtimes, build with agents, orchestrate multiple agents. It's literally she's been in charge of this thing, the platform for AI tools, to try and increase efficiency. And now she's in charge of all of this.
And you're going to tell me Xbox wants 30% profit margins, and then they randomly, out of the blue, hire someone that's good at scaling business practices and has a background in AI?
Future rests on her shoulders. Initial reactions? This sounds terrible.
Yeah.
This sounds.
But again, I'm going to keep harping on this. I'm willing to give the woman a chance. But the skill set and reality, they're not matching up. Like there's some underlying thing that's fighting why this doesn't make sense. But they're still trying to make it seem like it's business as usual. Oh, we're just getting a new CEO. Okay.
Sounds. Carry the 3. Bad. I don't know. Prove me wrong, right? Like, if she's truthful and that they're not going to pump out mindless AI slop, cool. But I don't think it takes a genius to put 2 and 2 together that they got rid of Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond resigned seemingly in protest, and she's being put in this position, and her background is in building AI tools to try and replace people. So it seems to me like her whole directive is...
Oh, I didn't pay attention to that part. I didn't realize that she was over basically AI replacing people. So, if you're Deb at Xbox, I want to spruce up that resume. Just a thought.
increase efficiency by making AI tools ubiquitous throughout the organization. Like, and they're saying stuff. They mentioned like 3 or 4 times. She asks a lot of questions and seeks clarity, and she's seeking to understand gaming and understand what makes this work.
Xbox does not need someone that will potentially understand gaming. Xbox needs someone that already understands where they're at, where they need to go, and the steps to take to get from point A to point B. I don't understand why this is so difficult.
So she's literally not a gamer. Now, to be fair, there are examples of non-gamers leading good game companies. Okay. For example, probably the best example of this is Strauss Zelnick. He has amazingly enough offered like amazingly refreshing takes on AI, for example. He's kind of the other end of this extreme, where he openly says, I'm not a gamer, I don't play video games, but I know how to run a business. And he's always described it: I empower the teams to make the best games they can, retain the talent, and then I get out of their way. And that's what's allowed them to make Rockstar.
If she operates like he does, cool. Xbox will slowly get better. The PlayStation fanboys will ramp back up with Xbox is dead again, and the world keeps spinning. That'd be great. If it actually goes down that way, though. That's the issue. Xbox has promised us things so many times at this point, it's basically a broken record, and no matter what you say, it gets warped into, oh, well, we tried to do that. Oh, well, we did it and you guys didn't like it. Perfect example. They're shutting down the creative clubs or social clubs on Xbox. But it's just player created social hubs or social clubs. Any of the official game ones, they're staying. But anything like any community any club that players put together, I think it's sometime in April. Those are just going to go poof, like they never existed.
And like pump out GTA 6 and stuff. He even created a company that is able to build and support games like Mafia: The Old Country, smaller scale AA games that are tighter in scope, narrative focused, not filled with microtransactions, and are really good. That was profitable, apparently. Like it was profitable, surpassed their expectations, and they got greenlit for another one, reportedly, allegedly. So non-gaming people can run gaming companies well. That's true. But I think the reason why this is remarkable, this guy, is because that's uncommon. Typically, you know what happens when you...
Typically, yes, there are exceptions to the rule, but typically if you don't have a skill set in a certain industry, you're not going to do well. And that makes sense on paper. Yes, there's extremes to everything, and there are outliers, but it's not the norm. So, like, anyone that's out here, like, just blindly trusting that this woman's going to turn Xbox around, I'll take some of that copium.
You get a non-gamer in charge of gaming. This dude, he was like...
We thought this guy was bad. Just a little refresher, if y'all don't remember Don Matrick, he's the guy that famously said in 2013 or 2012, oh yeah, if you don't have an internet connection, we have a console for you. It's called the Xbox 360. And then pair that with the terrible marketing of the the marketing for how game sharing works. That solidified them to lose that generation, and they continue to pay the price for it because of this guy right here. He is the one that started all this.
a business corpo through and through, climbing the ranks of like software companies like Microsoft and EA, just doing like broader corporate managerial stuff. And then when he got in charge of Microsoft with the Xbox One generation at the Kickstarter of that, he drove it into the ground with the Kinect and with all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Kinect, the second gen Kinect.
Necessarily like a foregone conclusion that it's going to be
ridiculous,
disaster, but it's definitely, I wouldn't put a lot of money on it. I'll call it there, guys. I'm going to crash out and have a heart attack if I keep going. My blood pressure's too high.
Oh, is it
Much
still
love.
going?
I don't know what to say.
All right, well, I think that's enough of that for there. I think everybody gets the gist of that. So we're going over to Grok now. Like I said, I was talking to Grok yesterday about this. I'm like, why is the newly announced Xbox CEO qualified to run the Xbox game division with no prior experience working in the industry? And it just goes on to say that while she lacks direct prior experience in the video game industry, her extensive background in scaling massive consumer platforms, AI product leadership, and operational expertise at major tech companies positions her as a strategic fit for leading Xbox into an era increasingly focused on AI integration, cloud services, and ecosystem growth. Which, in that sense, for the most part, yes, that makes perfect sense for the CEO of Windows. For Microsoft, like that would make more sense to have that skill set for that, opposed to, or make them over the Windows team, since they're so good with AI and building things up. Why not do that? Oh yeah, I talked to Grok, but I use it as a tool. I don't treat it like it's a god. I don't, like, a lot of the time, a lot of times too, I'll actually click these links just to see how Grok formulated its response. Like right here. Like, I think this is literally just what they said. Let's see. Okay, that's... I can't find it right off the bat. But no, yeah, on the surface level, that makes sense. That's good judgment call. We could all agree on that. But it's like, once you go below the surface, that's where all the cracks, the broken glass, the fire, that's where all that crap is. And it seems like Microsoft is hell-bent on keeping the surface from cracking, from people seeing the cracks. And it's like, we already see them. Don't have one of those. I have a real life wife. Don't need that. And I was like, that's like saying I'm fit to be CEO of Walmart because I have cashier experience. And it's like, your analogy is a fair one. It's a common gut reaction when someone without deep hands-on experience in a specific industry, like gaming, steps into a top leadership role for that division. Many gamers and industry observers are echoing exactly that sentiment right now, with widespread criticism online, calling her appointment a, quote, red flag, questioning how someone from AI and consumer tech can lead Xbox effectively, and even joking that it's a sign the brand is in trouble. The brand has been in trouble for a while. Like, this isn't new. Like, this isn't like, oh man, they've been struggling for the last 6 months. No, Xbox has been struggling for longer than that, and they keep shooting themselves in the foot. Like, again, raising the price on the console that you're already struggling to sell, raising the price on Game Pass. We still don't know how many people like canceled from that. I ended up dropping down from Game Pass Ultimate to PC, and I've been very vocal about it. They up the price of Game Pass PC a singular penny above $16.50, or whatever the price. I think that's what it is now, $16.50. It goes up a single penny. I'm out. I'm going back to buying my games. I'm not dealing with it anymore. But, alright, here we go. The key difference Microsoft and supporters highlight is the scale and nature of the role. Running Xbox isn't just about being a passionate gamer or having made games. It's overseeing a massive global platform business that includes subscription services, cloud gaming, and cross-device ecosystems, developer relations, partnerships, and operational scaling. Which, again, like, no one is saying that she's not capable of all those things. It's the fact that she doesn't she can say that she wants to learn, and that's great. Like, good. You're the CEO of Xbox. You should probably know a thing or two about gaming. But again, like, we need to see actions. All this is hearsay until they actually start putting the pedal to the metal, putting the rubber to the road, putting the bologna on the sandwich. However you want to phrase it. But it just doesn't. It's hard to look at this stuff with rose tinted glasses on like they want us to, without going, well, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That really doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but you got like 3 to 6 months to show me, hey, you're taking this seriously. You actually care. Oh, whoops! Thought I was watching a video. Hit space. Yeah, and then later on, I'm like, it sounds like Phil Spencer was given the option to retire on Monday or be fired on Tuesday, which is basically what Luke Stevens was saying. Then in a quick turn of events, Sarah Bond up and quits, and this chick has zero experience in the gaming industry. And it's like, yeah, this Xbox leadership purge dropped like a bomb today. Phil Spencer's retirement effective Monday, February 23rd, Sarah Bond resigning abruptly, Matt Booty bumped up, and Asha Sharma, zero gaming tenure, parachuting in as the new CEO of Microsoft Gaming. It's a total reset, and your retire or get fired take on Phil is the hot rumor swirling everywhere. Like, it's, at this point, it's not a rumor. Like, just the math ain't mathing. Okay, so, again, like Luke was saying in his video, retirements are planned. Like, especially with someone that's done as much as Phil does, you would think there'd be some type of at least internal celebration or something for what he's given to Xbox. Not saying that he's, a god or anything of Xbox, but he basically took a burning brand, reinvigorated it, or was it reinvigorated the brand, and now all of a sudden now that he's not wanting to do the exact thing that Satya is wanting to do, he's a risk, and now he's gone. But at the same time, it's like, okay, but you're keeping him on through the summer to help it be a, quote, smooth transition. Okay. Alrighty. And this is, another thing I said was, she knows the business, not the gamers. This announcement comes across as completely tone deaf. Which, that might be a little bit of an overreach, but I mean, it does come across as tone deaf. Let's see. Asha Sharma's announcement reeks of corporate bedrooms. Corporate boardroom vibes, not gamer empathy. She's all platform builder and scaling billions at Meta Instacart, but zero public gaming footprint. Dropping that on a fan base, reeling from hardware flops, studio cuts, and Game Pass hikes feels like a middle finger. Quote, knows the business, not the gamers, nails it. Microsoft prioritized P&L wizardry over someone who gets what makes Halo or Forza tick. Which, speaking of Forza, I think this Forza is going to do really good. Now, any of Xbox's other franchises? Who knows? With Gears of War, the remake of the first one didn't sell well. Originally, Gears 1, 2, and 3 were supposed to be a remade collection or remastered collection. And then they got greedy and decided that, we're going to release them at $40 a pop, and we're just going to release them individually. Well, first one flopped, and from what I understand, 2 and 3 have been either shelved or canceled. So his replacement's appointment seems too fast with no handover period. That's what's most concerning. Exactly, and I think that's what I just keep saying. I just keep wording it slightly differently. Yeah, it's just like I was saying, though, it's just like, okay, so you're announcing that he's retiring on Monday on Friday. So that's a 3-day period, not including Friday. And then we're just supposed to welcome this chick who is, she's been a part of Microsoft. So it's like meeting your third or fourth cousin for the first time. It's like, yeah, we're related, but like, I don't know enough about you to know if I like you or not. Like, are we even cool? I wonder when the process actually started, though. This could have been in the works for several months. Yeah, and it was in the works for several months. At least that's what they're saying. But what they're saying and what they're doing don't add up. Like, it's like, yeah, we've been working on this for a couple months. But, okay, if you've been working on this for a couple months, why is the announcement of his retirement and his actual retirement in the same calendar week? Well, not the same calendar, but 7-day period. For me, the math just doesn't math. I strongly believe that he was forced out. Because some of the things that I've read, it's like, well, him and Satya weren't on the best of terms. Satya wanted him to jump when he said jump. Phil said no. Now we're here. There's something else I said. Oh, here we go. What makes her qualified to run and produce games and or push or actually know what gamers want? Short answer, nothing in her public record qualifies her to hands-on, quote, produce or deeply, quote, know what gamers want like an industry vet. She's an admitted outsider with just one game, Firewatch, cited as personal resonant, which, we talked about that earlier. Let's see, maybe it was Phil and Sarah just didn't know about it. That could be, that's a fair assessment too. That's something I can get behind if, evidence comes out that supports it. But it's just, like I said, the turnaround though. Like, you don't just sit there and contemplate telling someone that's been with the company for, I think it said he'd been there since 88, so 98, 08, 18. Was that like 36 years, 35 years, something like that? It just doesn't make sense. Like, you're gonna drag this dude out just because he's not doing exactly what you want him to? Okay. I've seen both types of retirements at my old job. The quicker ones do feel more like terminations. Yeah. And that's what I keep saying. That's what I keep saying. It doesn't make sense. Okay, you announce it Friday, he's gone Monday. He's in the background for the next 6 months before he just fizzles out. Okay. But, like, the other thing, too, with how much they've praised Phil for what he's done with Xbox, okay, what's been going on behind closed doors that's changed all that internally? It doesn't add up. Yeah, and then I think she deleted this because I don't even think that's on her page anymore. Unless that's her one, unless she commented or responded to somebody on here. See, this is why I like Destin. Dude's like just trying to be like, okay, here's what's happening. I hope it's like, I wish you the best, but also at the same time, you got some big shoes to fill. Yeah, pun intended. Big shoes to fill. That was a crappy joke. Alright. Yeah, and like it says, her personal Firewatch is like the only thing that's been quoted, or she's been quoted to have played, or cited to have played. See, Microsoft isn't hiring her code or design. She's the platform CEO, subscriptions, cloud ecosystem. See, and this plays into what I was saying earlier, where, okay, she's the middle woman between Satya and Matt Booty. Matt Booty is going to be handling the majority of the heavy lifting, while not saying she's just going to sit there and do nothing. Obviously, that's not true, but I think there's more weight on Matt Booty's shoulders than hers at this point. I hope there's no long-term NDA in place and Phil and Sarah will come out with some truths at some point soon. See, the problem with that is if they want to have a chance to come back into the industry, they pretty much can't say anything. If it was a massive screw up, we'll never know. Because I know Sarah Bond's not done with the gaming industry. There's no way. She spent too long clawing her way close to the top and then getting kicked off right at the last second. I don't see her going anywhere, so I don't really see her coming out unless she's done with the industry and she's just like, hey, this is what happened. screw Xbox. But like you're saying, Funky Playbox, I think to some degree there's going to be some form of NDAs that get passed around. They're gonna. I got a feeling they're gonna want the truth of all this under very, very, very tight lips and NDAs. Let's see. While it still feels off, you're right. Gamers want leaders like Phil or Booty, not AI suits. X Reddit erupts, quote, knows nothing about gaming, quote, AI takeover. Her pitch panders, quote, gaming equals powerful art, but without credits hollow. Verdict, qualified to run the business into profitability AI efficiency for producing hits or intuitively grokking gamers. Zilt so far. Prove it with bangers, not buzz, which we keep saying in this stream. If she ships next Xbox plus killer exclusive, skeptics convert. Which I would love to be one of those people. I want to be proven wrong. Like I'm sick and tired of everything being the status quo or it is what it is. Why does it have to be it is what it is? Why can't it change? Oh yeah, because the people at top that make the decisions are in charge of these billion and trillion dollar companies. That's why. See, what's her overall goal with taking this position? Asha Sharma's overall goal as Microsoft Gaming CEO. What? My phone just tried to pop up my assistant thing. As Microsoft Gaming CEO, protect Xbox's legacy while driving bold innovation for the next 25 years, framed around 3 core commitments. Deliver great games. Again, how can you say that you have a commitment to great games when you have yet to deliver a singular game? Again, sounds like a Matt Booty issue, not Asha Sharma issue. 2, the quote return of Xbox be a console commitment to core fans. Again, that doesn't sound like a suit issue. That sounds like a boots on the ground issue. So, again, Matt Booty. And 3, invent the future of play across devices without, quote, soulless AI slop. You're already getting torn to shreds for the AI that was in Black Ops 7. You really do not need any more of that negative attention right now. You really don't. But I mean, again, I want to believe what she's saying. I truly do. Because Xbox goes, PlayStation gets a big head, Nintendo gets a big head, and they both just become the apples of gaming. Sony is already the apple of gaming at this point. But that is the future some people are pushing for. Like, they don't realize how integral Xbox is to somewhat keeping things in balance. And it's, again, Xbox goes, okay, who's the underdog that we root for? Oh, Steam. But at that point, Steam's not going to be the underdog anymore. I mean, it already isn't. But I digress. Then she laid this out crystal clear in her internal memo to employees. Full text leak shared widely today in first interview with Variety. Quote, my first job is simple. Understand what makes this work and protect it. That starts with 3 commitments. Okay, yeah, you're saying the right things. But are you going to do the right things? That's what all this comes down to. Like, are you actually going to make gaming fun again? Like, I don't think most of these CEOs understand. We just want games to be fun. Make the game fun. Make the gameplay loop something that we can sink our teeth into. Have a decent story at the bare minimum. Your game will sell. Your game will sell units. Like, you're not going to have an issue recouping your investment and getting revenue out of it. If Forza 6, Gears, Fable, Halo, and COD hit big this year, she'll be there taking all the credit. That's the thing. She will. I got a feeling she will try to take a little bit of the credit. Satya's going to take it. Which, once again, who gets snubbed? Matt Booty, the one that's actually on the ground, staying in contact with all these different studios and making sure that they're keeping their heads above water. And then, yeah, Satya's just going to come in and be like, look, see, I put this chick in place. We're doing great now. We don't have anything to worry about. And that's not how it works. See, I like this. So, mindset, humility, outside learning fast, plus urgency, gaming's quote, rapid change, return to Xbox, quote, renegade spirit, question everything, protect what works, change what doesn't. It sounds good on paper. It sounds good. It sounds great. We'd love to hear that. But it's like, okay, I need to see you actually participate in this. You can't just say it and then put someone else in charge, and when it never happens, be like, oh, well, it's this person's fault. I told them to do it. You're the one in charge. Why didn't you make it be? Because it's all about who can point the most fingers at someone else. Let's see. How can she make good decisions about gaming when she was just made the CEO of Xbox without meeting board members to tell her what direction to go and sign off on? Yeah, so apparently too, the board wasn't even involved in this decision. This was solely Satya's decision. Which makes me think Satya is the one that put all this into play. Because it says, fair point, jumping straight into CEO without a formal board powwow feels reckless for gaming decisions, especially as an outsider. But here's the reality, Microsoft Gaming CEO reports directly to Satya Nadella. Satya is her boss, and her only boss. So everyone below Matt Booty answers to her, and she only answers to Satya. Not the board for day-to-day direction. Nadella personally handpicked her. Red flag. His memo calls it an, quote, exciting new chapter he welcomes her into. So the strategic compass was set before announcement. So they had this planned. It's just, it seems like most of the people that should have been involved in this either weren't, or they're saving face. They're pissed and they're just saving face. I think that's why we haven't heard anything from Sarah Bond, minus I think there's one public statement. Other than that, not a word. Actually, no, let me check her, because yesterday it still said that she was president of Xbox. See if she changed her. Yep. I think she just got off social media. Can't say that I blame her either, though. But still. Yeah, see, Microsoft's board of directors, which he's a chairman of, he's the chairman of, approves massive moves, like Activision acquisition, audits finances, sets high-level OKRs, which I don't know what that word means. They don't micromanage divisions or, quote, sign off on game slates, console plans. That's exec delegation. So essentially, if she doesn't do good, Xbox is dead. And Satya can sit there and point and be like, oh, well, I don't know what else to do. I tried. I handpicked someone, put them in there, and it still didn't work. I don't know what else to do. All right, that's a wrap. See, bottom line, good decisions via team intel plus Nadella's guardrails, not board rituals or gaming street cred. If she ignores gamers, that's the big thing. If Xbox has any more layoffs, she's going to start getting a very negative. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people already see her in a negative light anyways. I don't. Like, again, I will keep saying this. I want to see what she is capable of. I will judge her off of her works. But if those works are terrible, crappy, or anti-consumer, I'm going to call it out. Anyone would call it, well, can't say anyone anymore, but a decent person would call it out. And then I asked it, why did Satya handpick her specifically? Satya Nadella handpicked Asha Sharma specifically for a proven track record in scaling massive consumer platforms to billions of users, building developer ecosystems, and aligning business models for long-term growth. Skills he sees as essential to steer Microsoft Gaming, Xbox, into profitability amid slumping hardware sales, and flat subscriptions. subsidize, subsidize, subsidize. Boom, fixed it. Fixed the industry. You're welcome, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. There you go. That's all you gotta do. Obviously, I know it's not that simple, but an attempt would be nice every once in a while. Let's see. So this was more of an increased revenue by scaling and appease shareholders than this is a natural progression of the gaming division. And it says, exactly, Nadella's hand-picking of Asha Sharma screams, quote, revenue rescue mission for shareholders, far more than, quote, natural gaming evolution. Xbox is bleeding 32% hardware creator, flat Game Pass growth, post-Activision profitability mandates, so he's installing a platform scaler to monetize the ecosystems like Azure, Instacart, not nurturing studios like Phil Spencer once did. Which, from the reports and stuff I've seen on like X and like, well, not even X, just like gaming journalists in general, is that she's not there to be buddy with the studios. She's not there to be all mushy. She's there to get things done, and if you ain't doing it, you got one shot. Your game fails, you're gone. We're axing the whole studio. And I would hate for that to be the way this goes. But Microsoft's track record, they lie. They care about AI, they care about money. They've made it known consumers are the bottom rung. We're not their big revenue makers anymore. So therefore, we matter, but way lesser scale now. I have a suspicion she could be a fall guy for a big failure that sees the breakup of Xbox and being sold off in parts. Yeah, thank you for reminding me that, because that was the exact thought that I had yesterday. It's like, okay, so if Satya, like I think I said earlier too, like she is in place to be the middleman between Matt Booty and Satya. I think Satya got rid of Phil because Phil was saying no, and that Satya didn't like it. He knew Matt would probably be the same way. He got lucky Sarah just quit. Unless, again, I don't think she was. I think the last couple months what changed is Sarah wasn't going to be the next one, and they needed to find somebody to replace Phil before the end of the quarter. So, that's my thoughts on it. But, the Fall Guy thing, though. Yeah. If it fails, he can point at her and go, she did it. I put her in charge. Like, I handpicked her, and she couldn't even do it. What am I supposed to do? I was hands off. She said she could handle it. Between her and Matt Booty, I trusted them. It was the wrong call. It's still their fault, though. Let's see. Where's my agua? But see, there's also a lot of nuance to all this stuff. Like, further down here, Phil era versus now, passion versus profits. Like, yeah, it was clear Phil had a passion for the games, but it just seemed like they needed 2 or 3 Phils, not just one. And I think that was the problem. Phil was one dude. He couldn't be everywhere at once. And also, even if he could, who's to say that he would have been able to pull off what he was trying to do? I give him props for getting to where he got to, but you could easily tell within the last 2 or 3 years that clearly something changed between Phil and Satya. Because it seems like every time Phil would say something pro-consumer, within days, Satya would come out and say something that undermines it. Or, oh, hey, we're raising this, or hey, we're changing that. And, yeah, there's a lot of nuance to this that I don't think a lot of people are looking into. And I was like, what is her first actual plan? Not what she is doing in a year. I want to know how she is going to improve the division in the next 3 to 6 months. It said her first actual plan isn't a granular 90-day roadmap, not announced yet, none leaked. It's her memo's immediate mandate: understand what makes this work and protect it. Executed via transition support, internal empowerment, and hype reveals at GDC. Plus spring Xbox showcase to signal console recommit and game wins. Okay, but why are you pivoting back to console? Because y'all were making it, everything's an Xbox. Now all of a sudden, no, this box right here is an Xbox. What are you talking about? While in the same breath still say, oh, well, yeah, we're doing AI and cloud and infrastructure. The two don't jive at all. Let's see. Has she had any known issues in previous positions? And it basically says no. There's no, like, I wasn't expecting like scandals or not. Not as, maybe there might have been some work performance issues. Not that I was actually looking for them, but I'm just trying to get information on this woman who's running a brand I care about that I've never heard of. Like, heard of Aaron Greenberg, heard of Matt Booty, heard of Sarah Bond, Phil Spencer, obviously. You couldn't pick someone from the gaming division? Like, you had to pick someone from AI with an emphasis on scaling? I think there's one other thing I wanted to touch on. Oh, yeah. How is she going to ship good games when she's never shipped a singular game? Her and Satya are once again asking for gamers' blind faith, the epitome of trust me, bro. You're spot on. It's Pete quotes trust me, bro, from Asha and Satya. Zero shipping cred, yet promising great games like she'll wave a wand. But her actual plan, she doesn't ship games herself. Matt Booty does. Which leads into what I'm saying. There's more weight on Matt's shoulders where I feel like Matt should have got the job based on experience, but he got kneecapped. How can you plan to protect something you've yet to... Exactly. It's corporate speak. Like, they say one thing and then the next sentence or the next paragraph contradicts the entirety of the last thing that was said. But like I said, I'm willing to give her a shot, but optics aren't great right now. I'm sorry. They're just not. And that's not even including the fanboys that are eating this up like a Sunday buffet at the Golden Corral. It's not. And I was like, so Matt Booty is the brains of the operation, but not as controllable as this new woman. So Satya put her in place to keep Booty productive while introducing another barrier between Satya and the studios. And in Grok, like your theory that Satya Nadella installed Asha Sharma as a more, quote, controllable layer to keep Matt Booty, the gaming brains, productive while adding a buffer between Nadella higher-ups in the studios is a sharp read on corporate dynamics, and it's echoing a lot in gaming forums right now. It's not explicitly confirmed anywhere, but the organizational setup and timing makes it a plausible interpretation of what's happening. Which was kind of the whole reason why I'm like, crap, I'm streaming tomorrow. And then I worked on that thumbnail for like an hour, and then, yeah, now here we are. But it just, the whole thing reeks. I would just like one singular grain of the truth from this. Like, that's all I ask. That's all I'm asking for. And if we get it, it'll be in leaks. It's not going to be official statements. If it is an official statement, it'll be because it leaked and they're trying to run cover. That's the only thing I can think of. I think, and then I asked it where she worked at before, which Instacart, Meta, Core AI. I feel like I asked something else. Oh yeah, so she's just another suit given a job she's not genuinely suited for, pun intended. Haha. She's also part of the higher-ups responsible for why Microsoft's AI division gets laughed at daily. And then it's like, yeah, the quote, just another suit lands hard for a lot of people right now, especially in gaming circles where passion for the craft often trumps corporate ladder. Climbing. Asha Sharma's appointment as Xbox CEO feels like peak Microsoft, prioritizing platform scaling, AI integration, and profitability metrics over deep industry roots. Her lack of gaming ships or even feasible fandom beyond one Firewatch mention makes the, quote, not generally suited critique sting and the puns on point. Which I keep saying it throughout this whole stream. Okay, lady. Do it. Do it, lady. But don't act shocked if whether it's good or bad, you get critiqued from people. It's gonna happen. Like I said, I'm willing to give her a shot, but the optics aren't great. Let's see. Yeah, and then this is what we were talking about a little bit earlier, Funky Playbox. So when this comes crashing down, Satya can nail her to the wall and claim ignorance or, quote, trusted her to keep the core business in mind. BS, quote, I'm hands off, blame her. Yeah, that's a classic corporate chess move you're describing, and it's one a lot of folks in gaming tech circles are already speculating about right now. Your theory, Nadella positioning Asha Sharma as the fall guy / buffer. So if Xbox keeps tanking, revenue dips, hardware flops, Game Pass stagnation, more studio drama, he can step back with a quote, hands off, I trusted her to protect the core line while pinning the fallout on her. Fits the pattern we've seen in big tech shakeups. From the official memos and earlier actions, leaked emails, Nadella is praised for her, quote, scaling chops, and her quick outsider promo. It does smell like a setup when Nadella keeps plausible deniability. And that's basically what all I've heard from all of this is just plausible deniability. Like, my pattern recognition is too good. Like, if it... I'm not saying this is going to happen, but my pattern recognition ever since I started looking into this last night is just like history's repeating. It's repeating. That's all it's doing. But anyone that's watching this after the fact, I'd love to hear what you have to your thoughts and opinions on this. And everyone that showed up, I appreciate you. Great Wall, Funky Playbox, Ion Storm. Thank you guys so much for being part of this awesome community. And while this was an impromptu stream, I will also be streaming on Twitch again soon. Probably not today, but soon. Because I really have gotten back into Guitar Hero and stuff like that. And there's some other stuff I want to do that I know I can't do on YouTube. So, yeah. But I will definitely be making a community post about that when that gets closer. I thought my thinking was unique, but apparently not. Well, it is. Well, the thing is unique because your brain isn't thinking, okay. Your brain's like getting conflated because it's like, okay, I thought of this, but a lot of other people also had this thought, so it doesn't seem like as an original or unique to me as it is. But I felt the same way. Because I'm like, oh, wow, this is a really interesting rabbit hole. And it's like everything I ask it, it's like, oh, yeah, it's a big topic. Oh, it's a big topic. A lot of people are saying this. And I'm like, well, okay. But, again, thank you, everyone, for showing up today. Again, I will be doing some Twitch content in the very near future. So stay, what's the word? Stay up to date with me by following me on X. I do try to post community updates when things change. But other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed the stream, and I will catch y'all on Monday. Have a good weekend, guys. Peace.
It's the Aero Nation show. Are you ready?